Not every single day is going to be perfect, but you need to learn to put yourself in the process anyway. Because if you don't stay consistent and you don't keep doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to eventually fail. And that's the problem. Most people, they give up. And the giving up part is what ruins the potential success at the end. See, it's not the failure along the road or not feeling like it or being in a bad mood or not really being able to perform on the level that you want that actually takes away from you achieving your goals. It's only when you stop. It's only when you say, I've had enough. I really don't want to do it today. You know, you say you're going to go to the gym 5 times a week, but one week you're just not feeling like it. Maybe you're a little bit ill and it just feels so difficult to even get yourself to go there. Now, you know that if you went there, you'd probably work out, but you're just feeling this massive resistance. But what I want you to understand is that this resistance is not necessarily something that's coming from the outside world. It's actually something that we're internally creating. We're saying because there's something in the way or because we don't quite feel great, that's a valid reason or excuse to not do this. And so that rationalization is playing in your head, and then when you're trying to get yourself to do the right thing, it becomes almost impossible. What you're doing is depleting your own willpower very quickly, like boom, it's gone. You're killing yourself. That's what you're doing. Your inner motivation is dying because you're choking it. There's nothing out there or the disease or the illness or something or somebody holding you back, as many of us begin to believe somehow. We trick ourselves into thinking that. It's actually just us. So that if you can just go ahead and say, well, hey, I'm okay with this. You know, maybe I don't feel great, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's so powerful. It is one of the most powerful things I ever learned. When you learn to say, well, hey, I'm gonna put myself in the process and just see what happens. It's not about creating results today, although most days you'll be pushing yourself and really trying your best, growing, expanding, learning. On a day like this, it might just be about staying in. You know, keep going, keep doing it. Just commit to the process. Don't worry about how you feel, because a lot of people, they really make it about themselves. They really start thinking about their emotional needs and how they feel, and if everything is not perfect, then they can't do it at all. What I'm asking you to do is go beyond yourself. You need a reason, somebody other than yourself to do this for. Maybe you're helping somebody, maybe it's your family that you want to help and improve their life. Maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a partner, right? It really depends, but there's probably somebody other than yourself that needs you to keep doing what you're doing. Maybe it's the whole world that's counting on you. And you need to keep staying with it, no matter what happens, because you know that it's what you're supposed to do. So giving up has to just leave the options. It can't be there anymore. It can't be a thing that you resort to when things get difficult. See, that's the problem. If you give yourself a way out, you'll take it. You'll take the way out if you're not 100% committed. If you haven't said, this is it, I'm gonna either do it or die, then chances are that you're not going to make it through. If you've ever been successful at anything with purpose and determination and really pushed yourself, you know that it requires that mindset. It requires saying, I'm in all the way until I get the result, and I'll only change my mind if it becomes absolutely unreasonable. Yes, you can take a break. Yes, you can pull away for a little bit and recover. That's fair. But for the vast majority of the time, you are not in such a bad condition that you can't do it. You can. It's just the story that you start telling yourself that starts to drain your energy so quickly, so rapidly. You start feeling so bad that you just don't want to do it anymore. And remember, most of this is in the mind. It's not your physical body that's lacking the energy, or that you just can't do it, or that your emotions are just taking over you. It's that your mindset is playing out a certain pattern. It's putting you in a bad state, and therefore every decision that you make tends to lean towards something that doesn't help you, something that keeps you where you are or tries to make you quit and give up. Remember, as human beings, we are wired to minimize effort and maximize results. So if our brain knows that, hey, we could cut out 90% of the work and still get even just 20% of the results, happily we'll do it. Because it's not that important. It's not live or die. That's why it's important to make the commitment, make the decision to say that, hey, I'm in this to the end, do or die. Because then your brain goes, especially your reptile brain, it goes, hey, oh, whoa, okay, we're in this. Quitting is not an option. not gonna give up. Stay consistent, keep doing it. Accept that you're not feeling it in state. You're probably not always going to be in that perfect place to do what you're supposed to do, but you can still do it, and that's the magic. And listen, what happens when you work from a place where you aren't in the perfect condition, or you don't have the perfect conditions, you actually improve even more. It's not that when you're on your best game and you really, really push yourself and you really create amazing results that you grow the most. It's when you least feel like it and you still do it, and maybe it's a struggle and you're feeling like it's really tough, but you still pull through. Your mindset grows, your confidence, it just explodes, and you become a much better person because you feel like, hey, even if I don't feel like it, I'll still do it. That's a next level commitment. That's a next level person, and that's a next level life.